Hey, what's good, y'all? Fuzion here, back with another reaction video. Today we're going to go ahead and be reacting to some more first take. They're going to go ahead and be talking about the Lakers game last night. Lakers won. They played pretty well towards the end of the game. D'Lo showed up. He actually did what we brought him here to do. Lakers won 116 to 104. I think the Thunder did just come off a back-to-back. Shai Gilgeous was shooting 5 for 13 from the field, 38%. Not great. You had 13 from Josh Kiddey. Chet had 15. It was overall a low-scoring night for the Thunder. Now, Lakers did play well. D'Angelo Russell had 26, 6 and 3. Also, he had 4 steals, so he was active on defense. Austin Reeves had 16, 6 and 7. He shot 6 for 8 from the field, 4 for 5 from the 3. He was shooting quite well. D'Angelo Russell shot 5 for 11 from the 3. He did get hot, but he was sort of just throwing them hoes up at one point. But he was hitting them. Shout out to D'Lo. Anthony Davis, 24 points, 12 rebounds. He had 3 blocks also. Again, active on that defensive end. He shot 10 he shot 11 free throws, made 10 of them. Yeah. LeBron, 19, 11, and 8. I think that LeBron's best aspect is his playmaking. I think if you get a LeBron the playmaker, that makes like the Lakers better than LeBron the scorer. We need him to feed the hot hand, and he did that. Handled the ball, great pace. He had 3 turnovers, but as one of the primary ball handlers, you can't be mad at that. So yeah, good game all around for the Lakers. Let's go ahead and go over the full team stats real quick. Lakers won the 3-point battle, 47%, and OKC had 38.5% from the 3. Free throws, the Thunder shot 16 free throws and made 15 of them. The Lakers shot 25 free throws and made 18 of them. Total rebounds, that was actually, I think, like the biggest difference here. The Thunder had 38 and the Lakers had 55 rebounds in total. OKC had 13 rebounds, 13 offensive rebounds. Lakers had 12 defensive rebounds. The Lakers had 43 and OKC had 25. So it looks like the Thunder was missing shots. They even won the points off of turnovers. Thunder had 26. The Lakers had 10 points off of turnovers. It looks like it was just a bad game for OKC. They had 18 points in the second quarter, and that's sort of where the game sort of blew apart. Lakers had 37 in the third. That's the Lakers, man. One thing that they did do that I usually say that they don't is win a key game. They do not win those must-win games during regular season. If you don't know what a must-win game during regular season is, it is when Kobe gets a statue. It is when LeBron breaks the record. It is when you are playing against a rival after coming off of a back-to-back. It is playing against the team that is in the first seed, that has just got to the first seed to prove a point. These are must-win games. These are important games that I feel like the Lakers don't step up. These are games that are when you're in the playoffs and it's you are down 2-0, but you're coming home, that third game is a key game. When you're up 2-1, but the team just your opponent just got a great game in that third game, and now you got to go back to their home for game 4. That's a key game. They need to prove that they can win those consistently. They don't. But we need the consistency from D'Angelo Russell. Anthony Davis has been playing great. These past 2 nights, Rui Hachimura, shout out to him. He's been playing well. He had 7 points last night, but he plays well when he's aggressive. And LeBron did his job, in my opinion, of what he should be doing, being that facilitator now. Because we're not going to win a lot of our games just by him going for 38 points a game. That's not going to let us win. Him being that guy passing the ball, making sure that the team gets great shots. He is the vet right now, so he has to do vet moves and develop his team around him to make them better as well, so they can be ready for the playoffs. Currently, we are sitting at the 9th seed. Yeah, 9th seed. We just jumped past the Warriors. It does look like that this is another play-in year. That being said, the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th seed in the West, they're 2 games apart. NOLA, which is at 5, the Pelicans did 36 wins in total. The 6 right now, the Suns, they're 35. The Kings 34. Dallas 34. Lakers 34 in the win column. And then right under that is Golden State. They had 32 wins. So it's relatively close. And if you throw in like the Clippers, they have 39 wins, but I think that's just a huge gap. But yeah, the 36 and all the way down to 34, that is, we can make a push. We need to win. We need to play well in these next few games. I don't want us to do the play-in, but we most likely will be another play-in year for us. Wednesday, we're playing against the Kings. This is an important game as well. We need to win this. If we beat them, they will... Yeah, we'll have 35 wins, and we'll probably be in that 7, maybe 6 if the Suns if the Suns continue to play bad, then we'll probably be in there. I think we can make a push for that 6th seed. I'm just not very confident in it. But let's go ahead and get started with the video. That's enough about the game.
Got a triple-double before letting the bench play in the final 6 minutes of the game as the Lakers beat the conference-leading Thunder 116-104, the team's 10th victory in 14 games. Now, the West play-in
he was cooking.
Are tight.
He was really cooking.
2.5 games separating the 10th place Lakers and the 6th place Suns. The Lakers' playoff chances are up to 60% for ESPN analytics. And a reminder that the 6th seed gets to avoid the play-in completely. AD, how are you feeling about this postseason?
We don't really care what, CBN. We proven that last year. It doesn't matter. I think this goes like with anyone. You just try to get in, and then playoff is a different animal. So, we don't look at it as we'd rather have this matchup than this matchup. For us, it's just about getting in and tackling each opponent from there.
All right, Stephen, I'm going to start with you on this one. Do you think the Lakers are a legit threat in the West?
No, not at this particular moment in time. And the reason why is because I was just in L.A. Saturday, JJ. You saw me there. You know what I'm saying? You were there. You were doing a great job calling the game. By the way, congratulations, you, Doris Burke, Mike Breen, all that other stuff. You look so happy. You look so happy, JJ. I mean, Shay, he was there. I was there. And we saw the Lakers once again fall to the reigning defending NBA champion Denver Nuggets. Can't beat them. Lost 8 straight. How am I supposed to consider you a serious threat when the reigning defending NBA champions continuously abuses you at every turn? I understand that the Lakers could beat almost anybody else. I get that part. And I guess because of that, you can label them a contender per se, a legitimate threat in the West. I just don't feel that way. I'm not sold on them right now. And I could be wrong, I understand that. But I just don't feel like I'm too sold on them right now.
I agree. No team is scared of the Lakers. No team is... I'm not confident enough that the Lakers can string 4 great games in a 7-game series. I don't think anybody is confident about that. So they may make it to the playoffs. But once we get to the playoffs, we need to be a completely different team or we're going to be out of there. First round exit. That's just how it is. We need to find a legitimate way to string 4 wins in a row. Obviously not. Well, maybe. But if we can get 4 good games in a 7-game series, I just don't think we can do that. I'm just not confident in it. These 2 people are the only 2 consistent players this year. I know AD is probably gonna have 2 or 3 more games where he does nothing, but he'll give you those 25 and 12 those 25 and 12 performances most nights, and he's doing that now, and he's healthy, he's playing, he is being more aggressive, he's not taking as many threes. He's playing exactly how he should be. Of course, he'll have an off night here and there, but he hasn't had one in a while. I think he is due pretty soon, but shout out to these 2. That being said, we need D'Lo to play well in the playoffs. He has been playing great this year, especially after those, well, I don't know about this year. Definitely these past few games he's been playing great. He was struggling at the beginning, but we need him to be great. We need Austin Reeves. He needs to be giving us 15 or 16 a game. Rui Hachimura, you need to be aggressive, trying to find your shot. You need to be giving us 10 or 12 as of right now, but you can also bring in some defense. That's what we need from our starters at the moment. I saw that Taurean Prince, he had 13. He's playing pretty decently right now, coming off the bench. I don't know why we had him starting at one point. That was horrible coaching. That nigga should not be starting anywhere. He's starting to get on my fucking nerves. But, nah, he should never be near the starting lineup. But he had 13 coming off the bench. He can hit the 3 every so often. Sometimes he gets too confident and starts jacking them shits. Whatever. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit.
Threat. Well, the reigning defending NBA champions are in the West. You got to go through them, and you've shown no willingness or ability to beat them. That's where I'm at with it, guys.
Oklahoma City had a tough game Sunday night in Phoenix. Then they turn around and they've got to play the Lakers. They have the worst shooting first half of their entire season. They are a legit threat. I think Minnesota's a legit threat. I think the Clippers are a legit threat. But we can sort of stop the entire conversation when we talk about them winning the Western Conference, the Lakers winning the Western Conference because of what Stephen A. said. I do not think they can beat the Denver Nuggets.
But see, why do people make all these concessions? Oh, it was a tough back-to-back.
Well, the problem is that's the truth. And we give the same concessions for every team. Every team gets that. Oh, they had a tough back-to-back. That's just the truth.
It was a this or that.
I'm not
you make concessions for every.
I'm contextualizing the loss
I'll let you
last night,
speak.
Shannon.
I know you do a great job of contextualizing, but let me speak. The problem that I have with you and others is that you make concessions for every other team in the West, not named the Lakers. If the Lakers had lost on a back-to-back, you would have said they're old and tired. Well, let me ask you this. Who are Phoenix wing stoppers on the defensive end? We saw LeBron hunt Kawhi Leonard. We saw LeBron James do what he did. Who's going to guard LeBron James for the Clippers? Who's going to guard LeBron James for Phoenix?
LeBron James didn't hunt Kawhi Leonard in that fourth quarter.
No, he didn't.
More than any team
They put him in the pick and roll.
They put
him in the pick and roll.
Daniel Tice on LeBron James in that fourth quarter. He had 2 transition threes. They
Hold
messed up the first three. They
Leonard-
messed up the switch on Horn's chest. They messed up the switch on Horn's chest. Then he hits 2 transition threes. Then he hits a 3 over Daniel Tice. Now all of a sudden they're forced to double. He was not hunting Kawhi Leonard. Shannon,
Let me ask you a question. If Kawhi Leonard is what, hold on. If Kawhi Leonard is what you said, why didn't he fight harder over that pick? See, that's what Kobe did. That's what Jordan did. That's what LeBron did when he was in his prime. He fought over picks. So answer that question, Mr. Contextualization.
Shannon, you're going to have to ask Ty Lue that question.
That was a horrible. What was that? I think people are critical of the Lakers. That is true. That has always been the truth. I think people are critical of LeBron. That is true. That is always the truth. I'm critical of LeBron because we know he is great. He knows how to do everything on the floor. We just expect him to do everything on the floor constantly because he has made that bed for himself. It sucks, but that's what comes with being the best sometimes. Kobe had that shit. We all know Mike had that. It's just his turn. He just got to take the lashes, and he does. The problem is, I think he gets a lot of this cult-like following, and it almost like reminds me of like Kanye West fans. They're just very like they just defend everything, and they don't want their guy to be criticized. They're going to be criticized. If you make music, if you do anything in the public eye and do it at a great level like these two do, you're gonna get some hate. And you're gonna get overly looked at. That's just how it is. Everything is gonna be scanned. If you do something wrong, that's gonna be pinpointed. I do think that sucks, but that's just how it is. Now you add that on to him being a part of this winning franchise, and we haven't won. Sure, you can count that bubble ring. I hate that we won that NBA Cup because then we got delusional, and then like the Lakers just play worse since. That's, I think, like the problem.
Because again, that is their defensive strategy.
I
That has been the strategy.
I don't have time in front of me.
That has been the strategy for the Los Angeles Clippers. I'm telling you, that is the defensive strategy for the Los Angeles Clippers. He is comfortable switching his bigs onto perimeter players. I played against the Clippers in 21. I was injured, rather, but I was on the Dallas Mavericks for 7 games. He switched Zubac onto Luka. He was comfortable living in those matchups. It's not a question for me. It's not a comparison to Kobe and Jordan. Like, the whole thing with the NBA right now, Shannon, let me explain something to you. The whole thing with the NBA.
Now they talking shit. This is why that I like JJ Reddick. I think he needs to be he needs to be on these shows on the playoffs. He needs to be on these shows more often because he tells like the truth. He is a smart player. He was a solid player. He was an important part to that Lob City Clippers team. He has a great mind. He understands like the game. Shannon Sharpe, he understands like the game to a certain level as well. He is almost like a evolution of the Twitter guy from the evolution of an NBA Twitter fan. That's what Shannon Sharpe is. He'll watch the game, he'll watch his favorite player and he'll lock in on him doing so many great things, and then he'll tap in every now and then in the other games for his job. But he's really analyzing like the Lakers, as he should be. You're supposed to analyze your team. The problem is he sort of brings in some sort of biases sometimes. That's just my thoughts.
Right now is exploitation of matchups. The smartest coaches look to exploit matchups, and that's all the playoffs is.
That's what Mazzulla's
That's all it
about,
is.
right?
That's what Joe Mazzulla is so great at. That's what the best coaches are so great at. They're looking
Stephen
to create
A's.
advantageous matchups and then exploit that. Put 2 on the ball, whatever it may be. So your question should be for Ty Lue. Why do they switch so much? I don't have the answer. That's his defensive strategy.
Let me say this, guy. First of all, you're right
Yes.
about the Lakers defensively. You're right about the Lakers defensively. They're 21st in defensive efficiency right now. I don't like that at all. I got to look at that. Secondly, I'm not getting caught up in what transpired last night because I've seen Oklahoma City. I've never seen Oklahoma City look this bad this season. Now, I haven't seen every one of their games, so if I missed one, forgive me. But I haven't seen them look as bad as they're tired. They just looked lethargic last night. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, what was that? His first time in about, in the last 8 games or so, he didn't score at least 30. And we know it didn't go where he takes them. So I take that into consideration as well. But Shannon, it's nothing wrong because you do this, Shannon. There's absolutely positively nothing wrong with me looking at one team.
Okay, now we're gonna get on Shannon Sharpe because it's true. He is a Laker. No, he is a LeBron fan. And that's how all LeBron fans are. That's how all LeBron fans are. That's just how they do. I mean, I'm a fan of the Lakers. I'm not a fan of a player. I like a lot of players. I think that a lot of players are great. I like watching them. Currently, like, my favorite player right now is Giannis. He's just fun to watch. I like his game. You can't get multiple 30-point games, multiple 40-point games with no bag. Eventually, we're gonna have to address that. That's just not possible. That's like saying Shaq didn't have a bag because he took you down to the box. There's a bag there. Giannis has a bag to be able to finish like that often. People say he don't have a jump shot. He's still giving 30 and 40.
Looking at one team, Shannon, and going like this, they can't beat those guys. Now, I understand that, theoretically speaking, look at them. If you're in the mix outside of Denver, you look at everybody and you say to themselves, they can be had. I can look at Minnesota and look at them as an elite defensive team who are not that great offensively, but against the Lakers, because the Lakers are so deficient defensively at times, with Minnesota being able to exploit them offensively potentially. We know how elite Minnesota's defense could be, so that might neutralize the Los Angeles Lakers. So that's a potential loss. The Clippers obviously is a potential loss. OKC is no joke. You can't summarily dismiss them. If Bradley Beal gets back healthy with KD, with Devin Booker, who knows what that can be. I'm just looking at the Los Angeles Lakers, and I say to myself, damn, when you lose to a team like the Denver Nuggets 8 straight times, and you show no ability to figure them out whatsoever, that does compromise my level of faith in you, Shannon. That's what I'm saying about the Los Angeles Lakers.
Yeah, that's true. Of course, they can't beat Jokic. Hard stop. I don't think we're very competitive against many of these teams. I do think we can beat Sacramento. I still don't have faith in Sacramento for them being good. In 4 games, I feel like we can hang with Dallas. I just think that Dallas is missing 1 or 2 more pieces, or you need Tim Hardaway to be consistent. I think we do beat the Pelicans in 4 games. Yeah. So we can realistically beat maybe 3 teams in the playoffs. I do think we can beat the Warriors. But those top teams, I think even the Suns, and despite what people are saying right now about their game and how that they've been playing all regular season, you still got to deal with Kevin Durant in the playoffs. He has been taking a back seat, letting Devin Booker be Devin Booker. But you still got to deal with playoff Kevin Durant. Let's not forget his toe was barely on that 3-point line. Let's just not forget that.
Every other point that you're making about the other teams the Lakers could go up against in the West, I get that. But I'm looking at them against the team that swept them. And you're still getting your ass kicked by them all the time. That bothers me.
So let me ask you, so if they make it to the Western Conference Finals, you wouldn't deem that as a threat? I'm not. Now, if they go out in the first round, that's one thing. But if they make it all the way to the Western Conference Finals, as they did last year, as the 8th seed, that's still LeBron James, that's still Anthony Davis, and you're right. If they can shoot the ball like they did. Look, I get told, now see, this is what I get told, nobody really plays defense on a nightly basis. It's all about exploiting matchups. It's all about putting the ball in the basket. Now, all of a sudden, the Lakers don't play defense. Are they the only team in the Western Conference that doesn't play defense?
Well, I would tell you that. I would say this to you.
No.
I would say this to you. Coach Darvin Ham, who I spoke to Saturday night, he's very concerned about how they've been playing defense. And he can't wait for Jared Vanderbilt to get back. And when JJ brings up Vanderbilt, and when he brings up that bringing back Vanderbilt might compromise them offensively while elevating them defensively, that's one of the things that the Lakers are going to have to figure out. I don't think any of us can escape that.
Shannon,
I'm concerned about his matchup, his lineup. Go ahead, JJ. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, as it pertains to the Lakers, like you can do sort of breakdowns on each team, right? What they're good at defensively.
Yeah.
What they're bad at defensively. So you're talking about this is where again, I don't want to go over people's head. I'm not trying to be like smart here, but some of the modern NBA, beyond just like, hey, people don't play defense, offenses are so good. There is a math element to this. So as it pertains to the Lakers, they don't take a lot of threes. So they're behind the 8 ball a little bit there. They give up a lot of threes, and teams shoot a high percentage against
them. They do that.
They're bottom 3 in the NBA in giving up threes and bottom 8 in the NBA in 3-point percentage for their opponents. They also don't defend the rim. They're a bottom 5 team defending the rim. Anthony Davis has been excellent defensively this year. Outside of him, they can't defend the rim. So in the playoffs, if you're dragging Anthony Davis out into space, I have question marks about their defense, and I think that's fair.
All right, we got to leave it there.
Yep, that's true. That will always be the Lakers' weakness. If you can drag Anthony Davis anywhere outside of there, it's over. If you bring back Jared Vanderbilt, he plays like a middle schooler on the offensive end. He has zero offensive game. He used to be able to hit some threes every now and then. But I always say, if he can give us 7 and 6 and great defense, then that's his job. Everybody else has to pick up that offensive slack. Everybody else does. But if they get like again, I feel like we needed another big man that can defend the rim and rebound. Andre Drummond the other night had 26 rebounds and like 17 points. Pair that up with AD, because apparently it's working in Minnesota with players that are worse than I think these two. I still think, I think that Rudy Gobert might be better than Drummond, but I think that Anthony Davis is better than Cat and Rudy Gobert. I think that AD can shoot the 3. I don't want him to shoot the 3, but if you have a Andre Drummond down there that he can still score in the paint. He's like an athletic guy enough to where he can get those cleanup buckets. He can get those lobs. You throw him 2 lobs a game, that's 4 points. He can give you at least 2 offensive rebounds, that's 8 points. And then find a way for him to get 12. Like, that's something that he can do. So if your big man can give you 12 a night, and AD's probably going to score more, he can give you 28, 26, 27. This is during the playoffs, because I think that's what we're going to be missing. Another big that can defend in the playoffs. That's what we're going to be missing. And that's going to be our downfall. But that's all I got for you guys. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys later. Peace.